Hi there, I'm Irk and this is my channel, Get Irked. In this episode, we interview the co-founder of MicroStrategy and recent Bitcoin evangelist, Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor co-founded MicroStrategy, a tech company, in 1992 and has recently developed a reputation as being the Godfather of Bitcoin. Thank you for taking the time to interview with me today.
Use all of your money to buy more Bitcoin.
On that note, let's get right into it. Michael Saylor, you have the reputation of being the Godfather of Bitcoin, but in reality, you only got into the crypto in summer of 2020, right before the last bull run. Why don't you do anything to dissuade people of this notion that you're an expert in the space, when in reality, you're a newbie and many others know a lot more than you do about Bitcoin?
Snarf, snarf, have you seen the size of my head? In order to keep it inflated, I have to regularly be told that I'm a genius and an expert in everything. Mortgage your house and use the money to buy more Bitcoin. Snarf, snarf.
All right, well, on that note, why is it that you think Bitcoin is the future of money? There are a lot of proponents and antagonists when it comes to using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as money.
Snarf, snarf, because Bitcoin's price goes up. I always believe in anything that makes me richer. Sell your daughter into slavery and use the money to buy more Bitcoin. Snarf, snarf.
Michael, there are many who question whether or not you can be trusted when it comes to Bitcoin or pretty much any other topic. After all, in 2000, the SEC charged your company, MicroStrategy, with fraud, and it was later proven in a lawsuit that you were lying and saying that you were having profits when in reality you were having losses at the time. Then, this September, the District Attorney for Washington, D.C. came out and charged you with tax evasion, claiming that you owe more than $25 million to Washington, D.C. taxes. As part of that case, a whistleblower has come out and testified that they've heard you bragging about evading taxes in Washington, D.C. and recommending to friends and family that they do the same. What do you say to these people who think you can't be trusted?
Snarf, snarf, of course you can trust me. I'm rich. Everyone knows you can always trust rich people because they always have your interests in mind. Trust me. Sell your left arm and use the money to buy more Bitcoin. Snarf, snarf.
Since you are so new to the space, you haven't actually experienced a real crypto winter where Bitcoin sells off between 84 to 95% of its value. Even at its 2022 lows, Bitcoin was only down 74.52% from its all-time high to where it had dropped. Many analysts believe there could be significantly more downside even in the current sell-off with Bitcoin, with some predicting lows as low as the pandemic bottom in the $4,000 to $3,900 range. With you telling so many people to take extreme risks by doing things like mortgaging their house to buy more Bitcoin, what happens if Bitcoin drops below $10,000? What would you tell all the retail investors who've sacrificed their life savings to invest in Bitcoin and lost it all based on your recommendation?
Snarf, snarf. I've never told anyone to invest in Bitcoin. That would be crazy. I'm not a liar. I always tell the truth. The majority of my money is held in reliable investments, so I can continue to be rich. Sell your body and invest the proceeds in Bitcoin. Snarf, snarf.
For me, Michael Saylor exemplifies all the reasons I do not trust wealthy investors when they come on CNBC and talk about investing or getting out of an investment. When any of these super investors do an interview based on something, it's because they have a vested interest in whatever they're talking about. However, experts like Michael Saylor will come out and make these claims and then claim that they're doing it for the value of the average retail investor, and this couldn't be further from the truth. It's all about their own personal gain. When it comes to super wealthy investors, even if they did have the best interests of the retail investor in mind, they can't conceptualize what it's like to lose all of your money. With Michael Saylor, if his Bitcoin investment went to zero, it's no problem. He still has millions of dollars in the bank that he can use for his retirement. I believe that everyone should have at least some exposure to Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency space, in case it really is the future of money. However, putting everything on the line brings in the risk that you could be wrong and then lose everything and not be able to retire. Whenever you take on risk, no matter how small the risk is, you must always practice risk management. You should limit the amount of money that you're willing to put at risk in a speculative investment to money that you can afford to lose in its entirety. Never focus on the potential gains. Always focus on the potential losses. The gains will take care of themselves. As I like to say, there's no reason to worry about the bull case scenario. It's the bear case scenario that will make you go bankrupt.